Hey everyone, and welcome to a new video where I show you how to bake the perfect chocolate cake. This cake is so fluffy and chocolatey and it's so soft, you will fall in love right when you taste it. It's also a super fast recipe. It won't take much of your time. You can have this cake with a cup of coffee, a cup of tea, or maybe some ice cream on the side, and it will be delicious. You really should try it. I strongly recommend you try it. I know this maybe seem like an exaggeration, but trust me, this is like the fourth time I make this cake and I love it every time, and it doesn't even last for 2 days in my house. So let's get into the recipe now, and I'll be writing everything on the screen and in the description box in case you guys need to get the exact ingredient. You don't have to go through the whole video for it. You'll find it all in the description box. Also, some parts of the video while I was taking it, I did not catch that the camera was not working. So some of the ingredients while I put them together are not apparent in the video, but I'll be telling you everything you need. Most of the baking recipes, you'll find me starting with the dry ingredient first, which is the best way to carry through the recipe. So you will be starting with the flour, the sugar, the cocoa powder, the baking powder, the baking soda, and salt. So let me tell you something. I tried this recipe before without the baking soda and the cake was super dense. It was also good. It was really good. I really liked it, but it was super dense. It will not give you this fluffy feeling and the cake will not be as soft as you want it to be. So you don't want to forget the baking soda. You want to have the baking soda and the baking powder. You also want to sift your flour and cocoa powder because they have like a lot of clumps from the storing. You may also think that after you put all the dry ingredients together and mix them, you will find some clumps. But don't worry, these clumps are not like the storage clumps. They are softer and they will mix faster and they dissolve faster once you add the wet ingredients. So let's get into the wet ingredients. You want to add milk, vanilla, vegetable oil, and 2 large eggs. So everything you want it to be in room temperature. So if you know that you will bake this cake, take out the milk and the eggs from the fridge and leave them to rest and be room temperature before you actually start putting them all together. So now you're going to add these wet ingredients to the dry ingredients, and after you mix, you will add a cup of hot boiling water to the mix. This hot boiling water will help you to enhance the chocolatey flavor in the cake. What will also do that is that you can also add 1 teaspoon of espresso powder. I didn't add it here, and this actually you can add in every recipe you use like cocoa powder or chocolate in if you want to enhance the flavor of the chocolate. But yeah, I just added the cup of the hot water here. This mix will be enough for 2 pans as I'm showing in the video, or you can just use 1 big pan. My pans are small, so I use 2 of them. So now you don't want the cake to stick into your pan after you pull them out of the oven. So you will either add parchment paper as I did in the video, or you can just add the butter, line the pan with some butter or some oil. My mom used to like throw a dash of flour on the butter or the oil so the cake wouldn't be like too oily. This is why I put the parchment paper, so you can do either or. I would recommend the parchment paper, and you can also slip the cake or like take the cake out of the pan faster and easier so you can cut it out of it. While you're working on the cake and mixing all the ingredients together, you want to preheat your oven to reach the 350 degrees, and then you will add your cake for 35 to 40 minutes, or until you put like a knife, a fork, or like a toothpick and it comes out clean. This is when you know that the cake is ready. You take it off, you leave it to rest for a bit and to cool down, and then you cut into it, and there you have it, the best chocolate cake ever. If you ever try this recipe, please let me know what you think and how it turned out. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask. And thank you so much for sticking around till the end of the video, and keep baking.